What's up everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk Money. I'm Nikolay Timoshchuk Jr. and I'm super excited to jump into financial and business literacy with you. Just from my personal experience, just from my education, just from everything I've been able to accomplish thus far, I cannot wait to discuss all kinds of business, finance, real estate, investments, mortgages, loans, credit cards, credit scores, taxes, you name it. I cannot wait to talk about all these cool things that are very important to life, that are very important to us as a society, especially here in America. With the way things are going, you got to be educated on these things, even if it's just a little bit. That's all you got to start with. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to start slow and I'm going to move at a pace that I feel like everybody could understand what's going on in life, what's going on with finances, and what we do as an economy, how we act as people, what we need to know. We're talking money. I mean, at the end of the day, let's talk money. These are things that, in my opinion, are not taught enough, especially in schools, especially at the level that I think from 9th to 12th grade in high schools. I feel like these things should be touched on. I think they should be taught. I think they should be brought up more, but instead they're not, which is a battle I have fought in my head for many years. Even when I was a high school teacher, I actually taught business management and business communications and was able to teach these subjects of importance, which I think are important, because as soon as you graduate from high school, you are thrown into a real world. It's like someone handing you the keys to heavy machinery and saying, go to town, you got this, I believe in you. Yes, you have the tools, you have the resources, you have the keys, you have what you need, but you don't have the expertise, you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the education, you don't have the other part of what you need to understand what you can do with that heavy machinery. So that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm excited. And I can't wait to share with you all these cool things. I think finance just gets me excited. I don't know why. Business gets me excited. Being able to talk about these things gets me excited. I love teaching and educating from that type of standpoint. For me, my story, just to give you a little background, I grew up in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I played football. Then I got to go play college football, actually.
Taken at the 15. Open field tackle at a clothesline. And it's a former volunteer, by the way, Nikolay, Timoshchuk.
And I received a master's degree in organizational management. And from there, I was able to become a high school teacher. I was a personal trainer. And then throughout all that, I did a lot of construction growing up in a family business. So I learned a lot about real estate. I learned a lot about construction and how the world really works, taxes and money and all these things. And I just figured, why not give back? Because after all that, I decided, hey, what am I going to do? I dropped my life as a teacher and everything else and took off and traveled the world on my other YouTube channel, Back to Life. As you can see my plaque right there. And I just took off and absolutely enjoyed the world, traveled everything. And I was like, man, people always ask me questions about finance and business and how can I do this and how can I do that? Well, guess what? We're here. We're finally here. We're finally here to have this video and this platform where I can teach you about business, finance, investments, and how I was able to afford my own house and build my own house. And at the age of 24 and be able to travel the world at the age of 24 and how people are doing it, because it seems like everybody on the internet is selling the next course or selling the next thing or selling the next whatever it may be, but we don't know how to get there. It's like, buy my course, but will you really be able to travel the world? So that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm excited to teach you about. That's what I'm excited to inform you, educate you, inspire you. I just can't wait to drop knowledge that I have from my personal experience. And while you're here, let me ask you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, and make sure you share and like this video with anybody that you know. Help me out with the algorithm on YouTube. It really helps when you can push this video for me and so we can reach new audiences and so that I can educate and inspire people to get excited about finance the way that I am. Hold on a second. Let's back up a little bit and just relax. What happens when people start talking about finance? What happens when people start throwing around huge words, investments and portfolios and stock and trading and NASDAQ and mortgages and percentages and compounding interest? And, oh my God, compounding interest, what in the... Just relax. How do you pay off principal? Relax. It's okay. We don't have to know all these things initially, but what we can do is take baby steps to start learning what these things mean. So jumping in, I'm just going to define what Google tells you. So if you type it in on Google, the finance definition, it is defined as finance is a term for matters regarding the management, creation, and study of money and investments. Specifically, it deals with the questions of how and why an individual, company, or government acquire the money needed, called capital in the company context, and how they spend or invest that money. Finance has a lot to do with money, hence the name of the channel, Let's Talk Money, right? I'm just your host. I'm just here, I'm the middleman. I'm just bringing you information. I hope that you get something from this and that you can go buy your own house or build your own house or figure out what you want to do in life while being able to set up a plan for yourself, because you might have not got that knowledge or whatever it was along the way, maybe in high school, college, or whatever it is. No one was able to teach you. So that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm stepping in. And I hope that you enjoy taking this journey with me, because I can't wait to dive in and give you a small sneak peek in this first video, defining exactly what I'll be talking about, which I already mentioned previously a little bit, but I can't wait to jump in and kind of throw you in the deep end, but in the shallow end at the same time, and just say, let's do finance. Let's talk business. Let's talk these terms that might have scared you away before, but you're ready to understand at this point. Now, first things first, how important is finance? Finance, business, all of these things. How important is money? How important is credit? It is extremely important if you ever want to live a financially free life. I mean, people talk about finances on a daily basis, trying to teach people, and everybody has their own way of doing things, which is perfectly fine. You know, there's different ways to do things right. There's different ways to live life. You can live life frugally. You can live life in debt and still live an amazing life. You can live life in investment money. You can live life however you choose to live it. You just got to find what works for you. And I'm not here to tell you to live one way or another. What I'm here to tell you is, what is finance even about? What is business even about? And initially, I just want to jump in talking about the importance of it. Why is it even important? Why is it important to know what a credit score is? Why is it important to know that you could actually buy your own house, get a mortgage, and be able to live in it for cheaper than you do paying monthly rent? You could actually buy your own house, get a mortgage, and be able to live in it for cheaper than you do paying monthly rent. You could get a 15 to 20 to 30 year mortgage, and in that same time pay your own house off, own it, not owe the bank absolutely anything, not owe anybody monthly rent in the same amount of time that most people pay off someone else's house year after year after year after year. That's one big reason why I got to travel. Big shout out to Airbnb. There's so many different ways. People are doing rental properties, Airbnbs. There's so many different ways to make money. And that's what's important about learning here, is how can we get you financially free after you're able to grasp the idea of what finance even means? So initially, I'd like to start this channel by talking about what your credit even is. What is a credit score? What does it do? How can it be used? What am I doing? Am I actually building my credit score? Most people actually start off with bad credit scores because they were never taught about credit scores. They didn't even know that if they missed a payment, this would actually haunt them for years to come, and they wouldn't be able to get a car loan. They wouldn't be able to get a home mortgage. They wouldn't be able to live in their own home because they can't get a good credit score even if they have a great job. So we'll jump into that. We're going to talk about how I built my first home at 24 years old and how I'm excited, and equity lines, and talking about mortgages and compounding interest principles and all that stuff. We're going to talk about how to start your own business, taking risks. Is it worth it? How can you get a free federal EIN number? How can you get a business license? What are write-offs? What are all these things that you see on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and Twitter, and people in real life driving nice cars, living in good houses, and you just see people eating all this good food, and you're like, why can't I have that? Well, you can. You just need to be educated. I can't wait to dive into personal finances, budgets, savings, monitoring, all these good things. Credit cards, how could they be used? How could you build your credit score with them? How can you earn points? What do you need a credit card for? And then investing in the stock market. What is going on? Is the stock market crashing? Is it going up? AMC, am I going to get rich? Doge to the moon. All these things matter. But what matters is understanding, not just doing what somebody tells you. You got to be able to understand the principles of finance and business and investing and all these different things. So that's what I'm here to do. I didn't want to bore you with my first video. I just wanted to give you a small little initial overview, a scope of what we're going to be talking about on this channel. I can't wait to dive into it. I just continue trying to live life as much as I possibly can while enjoying and educating and inspiring others around me. However, if you did enjoy the video, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And please ask questions. If you have any questions about certain things, certain topics that you want to learn more about, I can't wait to dive in and be able to give you that knowledge. I mean, you're here for a reason. You're here trying to get educated. You're here trying to get inspiration. You're here trying to learn things that could help you in your life. So drop comments on what you want to learn, what you want to talk about, what you guys want to engage in, and I'll be sure to cover those topics. I can't wait to try to, help you better your life and get a better understanding of finance and business. This is something I'm extremely passionate about, and I can't wait to give back on my personal experience and all my education, like I said, that I have. So yeah, you guys enjoy your day wherever you're at, and take care. See you on the next video.